guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. It is a little bit, I am stuck in kind of like a chess game right now, so I'll try to finish things up real fast, but this is where I'm at right now, and yeah. For the economic calendar here for today, we do have Fed Jerome Powell speaking here today, President Donald Trump speaking today as well, and we have a Jackson Hole Symposium. Down a minute, so let's see what happens here. AIOU. Let's see if you're gonna reinforce this. I am up 2 pawns right now. Pretty good pawn structure. I do have a pass pawn here. Oh my gosh, wait. That was definitely not the best move. Could have gone here. Alright, so like stated, we have some economic news here that would bring in some volatility. Like I said, this Jackson Hole Symposium is essentially like a meeting with Jerome Powell, and he's just gonna speak on what he's gonna what he plans to do for the September meeting, for this September FOMC meeting. We are kind of in a state where we could do both. There are two scenarios that could play out where he could lower rates because of the labor market and how it is showing signs of weakness, but he could also raise rates because of the inflation that is caused probably due to tariffs, right? So he's kind of balancing. He's within a very he's on a tightrope right now, essentially. But that's enough with the economic calendar here. I do want to take a look at the economic calendar, or I do want to take a look at the technicals here for today. So for the technicals today, I didn't really have a bias, to be honest, coming into today. With the way that we closed here on this daily candle from yesterday, it's a pretty, I would say, indecisive candle closure. I can't really make the case for higher prices or lower prices based on the way that it closed. And so kind of debating like, well, I'm not really debating. I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm not gonna force anything on the daily time frame. But my approach is coming into the morning session today is I would definitely use the intraday time frames. So whenever I say intraday time frames, I mean like I'm gonna use this 4-hour candle. I'm gonna utilize this 8-hour candle. And depending on how those two candles closes, the 4-hour and the 8-hour, will give me a morning objective, right? If we close bearish here on the 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle, then I'll be targeting the lows. But if we close bullish, then I'll be targeting the highs. It's a pretty simple approach. Just, you know, the main thing that I have to do is I do have to be patient and wait for the actual candle to close. I have learned the hard way that it is not the best approach to take when a candle, you can't really force anything to happen before the candle closes, right? And the whole idea is like, let's just say that this 8-hour candle were to close right now, right? The easiest assumption to make that we could make is that we should open within the next candle, maybe manipulate lower and expand towards that 8-hour high. And yeah, that's basically the idea. It's dependent on how the candle closes and how close is the candle closure is to its swing high or swing low. And here you can see that the candle closure, which is that purple line, is closer to the green line than it is to the red line. So because the fact that this purple line is closer to the green line, I can make the assumption that within the next 8-hour candle, we should at least take out the 8-hour high. An assumption is not always guaranteed, but it is an assumption that we can make. We still have about 20 minutes left until we close here on the 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle. Let's take a look at what's going on with the stock market right now. Here's UNH. I do want to take a look at just some of the stocks here. I don't know why it's dark, but let's see. Medical devices. Let's take a look at some medical drug manufacturers. Let's take a look at that and see where we are. BMI. I think I do have stock of GSK. I don't. Johnson and Johnson. What the? I do want to take, okay, I should probably consider buying some. This Target, I do want to buy some of Target, to be honest. Maybe being honest. $15 minutes left. Alright, let's see here. NBL. Interesting, I don't think there's Target. Let's take a look at EBT. Let's take a look at bio. 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 Probably would consider buying bio, to be honest. See, we have this. Fact set. Let me see. Yo, what's up, Emily?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Hello? What's our address again? I forgot.
You forgot our address, dude?
What is it?
5836.
Oh, 36, not 40. Okay, 536.
Did you get that? Do you need me to finish the address scheme? You want me to tell you?
No, I got it.
You got it? Alright, I'll see you later.
Goodbye. Wait, can you give me canes?
No, I'm not getting you canes, bro. Alright, bye, Emily.
Bye.
Telecom companies. Let's take a look at this. Hopefully this is enjoyable to you guys. I'm just taking a look at like just individual firms that I could buy slices of in my portfolio, because I can't really buy an entire like stock. So I'm just taking a look at some of the I'm just taking a look at some stocks that I could possibly consider buying. looks like a good one. Okay. Honestly, interesting. Well, 4 minutes left until we do close on the 4-hour candle and 8-hour candle. Industries. All of these, this industry is really specialty industry machinery is what it is called. Interesting. IEX. ITT. Otis. 2 minutes left until we close. Dude, all of these companies already, I feel like they've already expanded us so much. Maybe this is quite Alright, let's take a look at what the Nasdaq's doing. I don't want to miss out. There's the open. So let's take a look. So we expanded, but it's not necessarily a bullish 4-hour candle closure, and the 8-hour candle closure was pretty indecisive as well. So the fact that we expanded here is interesting. We Jerome Powell is speaking right now at the moment, so that is something that you do want to keep in mind. But here, like I said, the fact that we closed indecisively on the 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle closure, you can say that the closure is closer to the high, but it's not a definitive, it's not like, hey, we're gonna take out this high, it's not that strong of a closure, if you would say. But within like a minute, we expanded 200 points. I would like to see what Jerome Powell is talking about here, to be honest, but pretty interesting. Just waiting for my tickets to be filled here. We are expanding. We're expanding a lot here, to be honest. Let's take a look at the 12-month candle. I think this is a pretty bullish 12-month candle here. I think I might just continue to hold my equities, or my mutual funds at least, a majority of them, until the 12. We'll see, but I really like this buy stock. I would have liked to prefer Tesla to retrace back into this blue box, into this fair value gap, but we never really had that opportunity to retrace back into there. Do you want to take a look at CoreWeave? I want to see us respect this inefficiency here on CoreWeave, but it doesn't look like we are. Still waiting for my to be filled. AMD. I should have put more money in AMD. But so yeah, we're still continuing to expand a ton. Interesting. Like, look at that candle. Holy. There's a retracement back into the premium of the dealing range. Okay, so it was just released on a Wall Street Journal that Jerome Powell he did state that it is more of a concern, or it's been brought to his attention that the labor market is weak. And so I'll just read it straight off the article here. It says, Powell signaled a greater concern about the job market outlook in a speech that opened the door for a central bank to entertain a rate cut. Rate cuts are bullish. It's a bullish sign for the markets. And the fact that he entertained that idea of a possibility of a rate cut, the markets like that. They like the idea that we could have a rate cut, right? Rate cuts benefit, it supports the market. All right, and I think to basically just end today's stream here, I did go over, I didn't really go, but I was just kind of scanning through stocks and considering things and just looking for any opportunities to buy. But to wrap things up for today's live stream, I do want to briefly go over some of the pros and cons here. The first is to take consistent setups. For me, every single setup that I take should have the same general outline: higher time frame, objective, model, entry pattern, right? I require 3 of those components, all 3 components actually, before I make a decision on whether or not I should take the trade or not. And me requiring these 3 components keeps me consistent. Gives me an outline, it gives me a structure on things. Basically like a blueprint. Second, I want to pay close attention to the SMT between, I guess I want to pay close attention to the relationship of NQ and ES, as that's going to show, any possibilities of a reversal or a continuation. Yeah, so presence of SMT means that there's a possibility of a reversal. A lack of SMT gives more confluence for a potential continuation. Notice how I'm using the words potential, possibility. I'm never saying the words like confirmed, guaranteed, must happen. I always allow there to be a chance, for there to be chances of an alternate outcome. Third, I want to understand and just really like have a true understanding of what my strategies are. There's two kind of basic models that I structure my trades around. It's an expansion model and equilibrium model. I'll go into more detail in a different day, but just keep in mind that there's two models that I kind of structure my trades around. Fourth, utilizing every single time frame to my advantage. I have to understand that time is fractal, meaning that every single time frame there will be a specific objective for each single time frame, right? And I have to understand that every single time frame is trying to tell a story, but for me to have like high quality setups, every single time frame should be kind of working together. They should be supporting the same order flow. And last but not least, I do want to be more patient coming into this week and coming into the next upcoming weeks as well. That's just like one of the things that I'm going to continue to work on. Be more patient. Don't force things to happen and allow the setups to come to you. You don't want to be, you are not the controller of the markets. You have to understand that. And that's just something that you do have to just keep in mind, right? You're not the control of the market. You do not control the markets. And yeah. I mean, basically the improvements are like a summary of what I just briefly went over, but take consistent setups, pay attention to SMT, be proactive, I don't watch the markets like constantly, but I do watch them almost every single 15-minute interval to have a rough estimate of what prices wants to do, right? So like for me, like this 15-minute candle is about to close here. I can make the assumption that we should at least take out the 15-minute high. That's the bare minimum. I'm not pushing for any more. That's the only thing I'm looking for, is that we should at least take out the 15-minute high and track my 10K journey. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's live stream. I do want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. I know it was kind of different than other live streams, but I'm trying to like, pick specific stocks and stuff, and so you're just gonna have to be patient with me and just kind of watch what we do, And yeah, until next time.